Mm.
Fear the power you do not see. A black flag above Bilgewater. A raven's wing.
Welcome to Nexus Blitz. Minions have spawned. Enemy slain. An event will start in 30 seconds. Enemy slain. Your team has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed a turret. Prize fight. Let's see if you will press the boss. Won the event. Your team has received a buff. Team has destroyed the turret.
another, and it was only a matter of time before the two would be clashing soon. It was something Sid was eagerly awaiting since he knew for sure that he'd have some fun with it. As for Rose, Sid genuinely had no idea where she had ended up after all this. Everyone around him had come up with their own nasty rumors about her, but for him he was always going to be on her side. It didn't matter whether her reasons were just or not, Sid knew that he would back Rose regardless. So wherever she happened to be right now, Sid was actually hoping that she was doing alright. Now, something the anime doesn't quite specify is the full extent as to why Claire wants to travel to the Lawless City so bad. You see, ever since she had won the tournament by default, Claire knew that her victory would be tainted by the fact the others dropped out or got disqualified. So, in order to prove that her strength wasn't just a fluke, Claire was set on showing her power through other means, a hunt for the Blood Queen progenitor vampire. For a bit more information on her, apparently her followers have been venturing outside the Lawless City lately. They've been leaving the borders from which they're usually self-contained and were causing a lot more havoc than the surrounding countries could handle right now. That being the case, the affected countries had put in a request with the Dark Knights Guild, one to suppress the issue and hopefully eliminate the cause of it. The reason she was bringing Cid was because the elite team the Dark Knights put together to handle it were all, well, assholes. They were an egotistical bunch with whom she knew likely didn't work well together. Combine that with Cid's apparent disregard for his own future, and the opportunity to get him experience was perfect. All he had to do was stay somewhere safe and watch, and that alone would be enough to put the mission on his resume. It was the best chance Claire had to prevent Cid from becoming something forgettable like a gatekeeper or jailhouse guard, both occupations he suggested he wanted to become to her. Now, the setting for which this conversation was happening wasn't in the lawless city like how it was in the anime, but instead still in the capital during the celebratory dinner Cid had for his sister. It was while the two were walking home after that they would come across one of the ghouls from the lawless city, our first encounter with these mindless minions robbed of reason. It didn't pose much of a threat to Claire or Cid, but the idea of becoming one of them was actually quite terrifying. At least that's how it was for Claire anyway. It was likely more for Cid's sake than her own, but the idea of not being around to help Cid definitely bothered her, enough to make it mandatory for him to accompany her to the lawless city. It's when Cid was left alone after this that he would then have that meeting that we saw with Shadow Garden. In the anime it was with mostly everyone, but in the novels the only person present was Beta. She was reporting on the aftermath of the Bushin Festival, then proceeded to provide a status update on Shadow Garden. Things were growing mostly steadily, but apparently the group was also working towards the development of the Steam engine. So, in addition to running the economy with the Mitsugoshi brand, it seems technological advancement is one of their priorities too. Of course, none of that really mattered, since for Cid the only thing on his mind was money. Specifically,
team emerges victorious. Your team has received a buff. Enemy slain. Shut down. An event will start in 30 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Face off with the enemy in a series of duels. An ally is on fire. Set the world alight. You're on fire. Your team wins. Your team has summoned the Poro King. Ally slain. will start in 30 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push the cart to destroy the nearest enemy structure. Your team emerges victorious. Your team's base now has a champion cannon. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kill the enemy king walking nexus. Ally slain. Shut down. Shut down. Ally slain.
The problem of finding enough money to not have to worry about getting a real job. That may sound weird. weird considering his role in Shadow Garden, but for some reason Sid still believes he has zero ownership over any of these things. Like, back when he was in the restaurant owned by Gamma, getting the VIP treatment wasn't something he was expecting. I mean, he had literally ordered the discount Blessing for the Peasants course for both him and his sister. When a banquet-style menu came instead, it was that into the VIP room that they were seated in that led Sid to think that these were mistakes. When the waitress confirmed it wasn't, Sid believed that this treatment was simply because of Gamma, a convenient connection he just so happened to have with the president of Mitsugoshi, nothing more. Of course, we know it's because he's the true owner, but Sid doesn't ever consider himself such, leading to the gag where he's constantly trying to gain money for himself. Usually the gag is just that, but in this case with the lawless city and Claire, Sid's desire for money was the driving factor in his excitement to go. He saw it as a fruitful opportunity to gain money of his own. With bandits at every corner, Mitsugoshi, banquet-style menu came instead. Gamma, owner first considering getting money. Specifically the problem of finding enough money to not have to worry about getting a real job. That may sound weird considering his role in Shadow Garden, but for some reason Sid still believes he has zero ownership over any of these things. Like, back when he was in the restaurant owned by Gamma, getting the VIP treatment wasn't something he was expecting. I mean, he had literally ordered the discount Blessing for the Peasants course for both him and his sister. When a banquet-style menu came instead, it was that into the VIP room that they were seated in that led Sid to think that these were mistakes. When the waitress confirmed it wasn't, Sid believed that this treatment was simply because of Gamma, a convenient connection he just so happened to have with the president of Mitsugoshi, nothing more. Of course, we know it's because he's the true owner, but Sid doesn't ever consider himself such, leading to the gag where he's constantly trying to gain money for himself. Usually the gag is just that, but in this case with the lawless city and Claire, Sid's desire for money was the driving factor in his excitement to go. He saw it as a fruitful opportunity to gain money of his own. With bandits at every corner, there was definitely zero problem stealing riches from those who stole it themselves. So Sid was confident he would be able to solve his money problems here. As for the three influential parties controlling the lawless city, Sid's plan was to eliminate only one of them. It was certainly easy to annihilate all three, but to do that would mean that there would be nothing to look forward to in the future. So, though we don't see it in the anime, the entire time that Sid's in the city, he's constantly doing eeny miny miny mo to choose which faction would be getting eliminated. The decision didn't really matter, but at the moment there was a heavy bias towards the vampire faction. Reason being that fighting the Blood Queen sounded the most interesting. There were certainly a lot of fun and spectacular ways in which Sid knew he could kill a vampire. The only reason he didn't just outright choose them was because to eliminate them first would mean getting rid of the best first. So it was a tough decision that heavily determined Sid's enjoyment in the future. Now, in the scene where Goldie and Quentin face the White Demon, the novels had actually gone on to describe the fight between them. Quentin was defeated in a single strike that cut his sword in half, and it was that devastating attack that led Goldie to realize just how powerful his opponent was. Initially, he hadn't been able to recognize the White Demon at all, but after seeing him up close and not being able to read his power level, that's when Goldie realized exactly who he was dealing with. He knew now this wasn't an enemy that he could face head-on anymore. So, right as he was about to unleash his signature attack, rather than aim it at the demon like how he was planning to, he instead quickly aimed it at the ground to create a cloud of smoke, allowing for a tactical retreat that had actually worked. He'd only gotten a few steps away though, because despite escaping the range of the white demon, that didn't mean that he was safe from the residents. It was shortly after turning to run that a group of local residents would swarm and capture him, leading to his unfortunate imprisonment with Quentin. So overall, this scene wasn't really all that important, but I do think it serves as a nice introduction to the city itself. It sets the tone for exactly the type of place Sid is about to find himself in, one where only the strongest survive. When we get to the scene with Goldie and Quentin after, a quick thing that they didn't show in the anime was the mysterious person who had come to buy them after Claire had left. We don't know who they are or what their name is, but the expression on the shopkeep after this person had bought them was something of surprise, as if they had recognized them. Another quick piece of information was the amount of money Sid had gained from pickpocketing people. The setup was completely intentional, and the amount of money he made at the end of it was 70,000, more than double the zenny that he had before. Remember, if someone was willing to steal from him, Sid had no problem stealing back. Consider it the fair play of revenge. Now, fast forward to his encounter with Marie, and this would actually be the second of 2 instances in which he would save her. The first was one that had happened before this, and it was on the streets of the red light district right as the ghouls were acting up. Her actual rescue was pretty much the same, but the fact that Shadow had saved her twice instead of once was all the proof she needed to convince herself that Shadow was a good guy. Everyone else spoke as if Shadow was as big of a villain as the 3 rulers, but to Marie she felt as if he was working to protect them. He clearly knew something about the moon and the rampage, but what that was exactly was beyond her. Now, something the anime had saved for episode 2 was the background of the Blood Queen and the history behind her and the Red Moon disaster. I know it doesn't really matter what with Sid making any and all stakes non-existent, but as the only bit of lore that we're gonna get, we might as well appreciate it for what it is. What you need to know beforehand though is that there were 2 instances in which Mary had explained the Blood Queen. The first was upon her initial encounter with Claire, except the only thing she talked about then was the time when humans revolted against the vampires. It was an exposition that spoke of the vampires' weaknesses, but left out any and all mention of Haven and the Blood Queen. So, just like how we saw in episode 2, it was thousands of years ago that vampires ruled society. What caused that power to shift was the discovery of the vampires' weaknesses and the ways that humans could exploit them, leading to a time in which practically no one was killed by vampires anymore. It was when the Red Moon appeared exactly 1,000 years ago, though, that the vampires found themselves incredibly empowered by it. A catastrophic event lasting 3 days in total, in which the Blood Queen and her minions would cause havoc everywhere. When the sun arose and the chaos ceased after, the Blood Queen and her minions were nowhere to be found anymore. They had gone into hiding, waiting for the next Blood Moon, an army of ghouls ready to strike even harder than the last time, all within this massive castle representing the last bastion of their survival. So, with only the blood of a magically gifted youth needed to resurrect the Blood Queen, there wasn't long before that same disaster would repeat itself. Approximately 12 hours until the sacrifice would be made under the peak brightness of the Red Moon. That was the story as Mary had told it the first time. It was when she started talking about her own part in it that's when we start to learn of Elizabeth's true role in all this. The progenitor vampire who didn't like hunting humans more than was necessary. Unlike all the other vampires around her, Elizabeth refused to take human lives unless forced to. Of course, she feasted on what was necessary, but never once did she treat the act as some sort of game. No. The very idea was so barbaric that she was willing to give up the practice itself as a means to disprove that blood was even necessary. The movement she led was successful for those who were lesser vampires, but as a progenitor whose thirst for blood was dozens of times stronger, the pain of not having any was like chopping her own arm off. That was the feeling Elizabeth would endure day in and day out, all in hopes of maintaining this peaceful society. A haven, if you will. So, with this being the only place that vampires and humans could coexist, it was only natural the vampires being hunted would flee to her in hopes of being protected by her. I mean, this was a time when everywhere outside the haven was a hunting ground for humans to execute vampires in. So, while some vampires weren't as open-minded as Elizabeth, with the only 2 options being to cooperate or get exiled into a world of vampire hunters, the obvious choice to live was to cooperate. leading to the Haven becoming this growing population in which the land would prosper. Elizabeth would use her power to defend her own from vampire hunters, and any vampires found taking part in the hunting of humans were immediately exiled or executed on the spot. It was a time of peace Elizabeth hoped would last forever. When the fateful night came where Elizabeth had
Get ready for Nexus Blitz. Minions have spawned. Ready for the next event? You've got 30 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fight for survival in the flaming circle. Makes perfect. team wins. Enemy slain. Enemy slain.
Once more with fear.
Ready for the next event? You've got 30 seconds. Push the cart to destroy the nearest enemy structure. Enemy double kill. Shut down. Ally slain.
Masterpiece should celebrate.
Ally slain. Enemy double kill. An enemy is on fire. Hot, hot, hot. The enemy team takes this one. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Prize fight. Godlike. Enemy double kill. The enemy team has received a buff.
Locked herself in the castle. As the second and third in her command, both Mary and Crimson would take turns bringing meals to her. What no one had realized when it was Crimson's turn, though, was that he had sneakily slipped a single drop of blood into it. A minute dose of what she craved so fiercely that would unfortunately lead Elizabeth into the frenzy that would slaughter every human around her. Then, because Crimson and his minions were ready to strike too, it wasn't just a few that would be slaughtered, but instead every human in all of Haven. That and another 3 countries that happened to be neighboring them. So, all those years Elizabeth had spent nurturing a nation of her own were immediately wiped out in only a matter of hours. A devastating result of her own actions that unfortunately would lead her to take her own life. The reason she didn't disintegrate like all the other vampires, though, wasn't because she was different as a progenitor, but was instead because she had actually missed. You see, rather than hit her vitals like how she was intending, Elizabeth was centimeters off, only making her seem like she was dead. Her heart was stopped and lungs no longer breathing, but if any blood was to be put into her mouth, Elizabeth was sure to be revived instantly. If the sword was pushed ever so slightly to the side though, Elizabeth would turn to ash just as quickly. So, despite this choice resting in Mary's hands, unfortunately she couldn't bring herself to choose either option. The only thing she could do was hide Elizabeth and vow to protect her forever. Fast forward to a few years after that, and that's when Crimson would strike to take Elizabeth back from her, bringing us up to speed on the entire story with the Blood Queen. Now, I know most of this was relatively the same, but as I'm sure you can tell, there were some creative differences made. The essence was captured all the same, but for those craving every single detail, this was pretty much exactly that. Going back to episode 1 now, with the Blood Queen's resurrection all but imminent, it makes sense then that pretty much every powerhouse in the city would be trying to stop it. There's Mary and Claire, the 2 rulers from the other factions, then Sid himself as he's waiting for his moment. The only question is who will be the ones to get there first. Obviously Sid could just get there whenever he wanted, but with his primary plan being to make as big of a bang as possible, he wasn't so much concerned with the potential catastrophe, but instead focused solely on the most impactful way that he could involve himself in it. It was while he was on his way to the castle that his slight detour at the Dark Knight Association would provide a lot more backstory on Claudia, the elite member put in charge of commanding the anti-Blood Queen operation. As a knight mainly concerned with preserving her rank, despite knowing she should have called for a retreat earlier, Claudia maintained her position thinking her unit could handle the number of ghouls approaching them, when they turned out to be much more difficult than she could handle. While normally she would have no problem leaving these knights behind, as the one that led them there, she knew she had to take responsibility for them. So even though she didn't care for the knights she was commanding, as their leader she took the rear guard and let the others retreat, cursing the generals who forced them to break the policy of not getting involved with the lawless city. If it wasn't for their rash decision to go against it, Claudia knew she wouldn't even be in this mess right now. She wouldn't be risking her rank on this now apparent suicide mission, and she definitely wouldn't be risking her life for her egotistical subordinates. Either way, that's what Claudia would be thinking up until Cid stepped in. Now, the way he saved her with such elegant yet oppressive power was enough to make her think that if anyone could stop the Blood Queen, it would be him. This natural disaster that required an entire country to stop her before very well could be handled by a single person now. Those were the provoking thoughts that Cid had left her with. Fast forward to Cid's entrance at the castle, and the way he came in while precisely slaying 3 vampires simultaneously was a feat of agility and swordsmanship that stunned even these two. The tyrant acknowledged his movements as smooth and overwhelmingly powerful, while the spirit fox envied the efficient, economical technique of his swordsmanship. In fact, out of all the many years that this spirit fox has lived, never once has she seen swordplay as beautiful as Cid's. So, with only a single action, Cid had instantly gained the praise of both the tyrant and the spirit fox. Neither could deny his power as being equal to their own. Something the anime didn't include after this was the additional back and forth between Yukime and the Juggernaut. A continuation towards the duel they were about to start, but stopped short due to Shadow's catchphrase. Since he was only concerned with the Blood Queen and the Red Moon, that led both sides to continue doing what they had originally come here for. Yukime came to prevent the loss of any more of her people, and the Juggernaut came since he figured it was time to knock one of the towers down. The Juggernaut then proceeded inside solo, while Yukime expressed her gratitude for Shadow having helped her girls prior. A thank you that included mention of how the White Tower's doors would always be open to him. Now, an additional flex from the scene with the White Demon was the way that Cid had acted even after with the White to knock one of the towers down. The Juggernaut then proceeded inside solo, while Yukime expressed her gratitude for Shadow having helped her girls prior. A thank you that included mention of how the White Tower's doors would always be open to him. Now, an additional flex from the scene with the White Demon was the way that Cid had acted even after cutting his body in half. You see, before the White Demon's upper torso could even touch the ground, Cid had already planted his feet on the walls and started running up the side of the castle. He didn't even turn around to see who it was that had attacked him. The White Demon thought Cid would have just walked straight through the entrance, but the way he scaled the wall then punched a hole right into the treasury was a feat just as amazing as it was absurd. All of which happened before the White Demon could even realize that he was dead. When we get to the scene with Claire and Mary in the library, to clarify quickly on what Beta was researching, her theory was that the blood of the possessed and the blood of the progenitors all came from the same origin. To her, they seemed like they were one and the same, and the only reason they split was because of a divergent strain from one person's genetics to another. That's the most straightforward explanation that I can make of it. For a quick little addition to Rose's character, apparently her place in Shadow Garden was quite promising. Not only did Lambda speak highly of her skills, but Alpha also had incredibly high expectations for her. So, for her to lose her cool and act the way that she did, well, that was quite the disappointment that would serve as a mark against her. Now, other than a little bit of extra action regarding the Juggernaut, there isn't really much else to cover here. So, with that being more like additional content rather than cut content, I do hope this video was still just as interesting. I probably won't make one for every episode, but I think every 2 makes a bit more sense. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Should I make one every week or just do one every 2 episodes? Normally, Eminence in Shadow doesn't miss anything.
I got 3 YouTubers and I put them in a fun game show. On a turn, you may...
Pull up a seat and dig in for a fight. It's time for Nexus Blitz. First blood. You have slain an enemy. You have been slain. Enemy slain. You have slain an enemy. You have been slain.
The Freljord is mine!
Ally slain. Enemy slain. Ally slain. Enemy slain. Enemy slain.
I'm not ugly, but they're about to be.
You have been slain. Ready for the next event? You've got 30 seconds.
The trolls are going to war!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Earth Deathmatch. Enemy slain. Enemy kills spree. Enemy slain. Shut down. Enemy double kill. Shut down. Ace. Killing spree. Shut down. Double kill. You have slain an enemy.
Roll with the plan.
Your team has won the event. Your team has been beefed up.
compulsory and execute.
An event will start in 30 seconds. Enemy slain. Your team has destroyed a turret. Protect the Soraka. Wins. Your team has destroyed a turret. Shut down.
I'm go with the plan.
Enemy slain. Enemy slain. An ally is on fire. Enemy slain. Ace. An ally is on fire. Victory!
Move. You may also use an item. Also, trading with other players is a bonus action.
That makes
This
sense.
is a unicorn path. It can only be traveled with a magic card. No one may take away and give gold at any time.
Okay.
Complaints will be met with death. Here's the scoreboard.
Why giraffe? Why am I the only one without a picture?
For any picture, man.
The honest reason of that you're a draft is because I went on your channel, I found a few videos, and when I paused it, your face didn't look that weird, so I just decided to make it a draft instead.
I don't make weird faces.
Yeah, well, these two do.
Apparently, I'm sorry
I
that
could
I
have
was
given you a
blinking.
weirder face.
If you didn't want me to choose these as your profile pictures, then you shouldn't have made that face.
Fair enough. I can't
I
argue
guess
with that.
I shouldn't
Never
have
blinking
made that
again.
face.
All right, this is the board. Louis, you will pick a number 1 or 2. All
2.
right, you move 1 space. You lose your next turn. Fish, choose a number 1 or 2.
2.
You move 1 space. You lose your next turn.
I didn't learn anything from you.
Too bold. It's your turn.
I'm going 1, baby. Let's go.
All right, 1.
Right up to
you
it.
go to lose a turn.
Yeah.
Louis, your turn
Right
is skipped.
exactly where I wanted.
Fish, your turn is skipped. Too bold, your turn is skipped. Back to you,
Okay.
Louis. Choose a number 1 or 2.
Do I pick 1 or 2?
Yes.
2.
You will move 2 spaces. First, you move here. All right, where do you want to go next?
I will go to the shop.
Now you go to the shop, so you can buy some of these things.
I would like to buy a knife. This is so cool. This is so cool.
So you can buy some of these things.
I would like to buy a knife. This is so cool. I would like to buy a knife. This is so cool. This is so cool.
He's in an inventory.
Okay. If you're within melee distance, you may steal 5 gold.
Oh,
You just steal gold? What is this, England?
I'm going broke. You can't steal any of my gold.
That will conclude your turn. Fish, it is your turn. Choose number 1 or 2.
I would like to move 2.
You will move 1 space. You have landed on the goblin space, so now you must pay the goblin either 1 gold or you have to spin the bad wheel.
I'll spin. Let me spin the bad wheel. I ain't giving up my gold. What's the worst that can happen?
Bad
Come on.
wheel.
Oh God, what does this say?
I didn't even register words for a second there.
Yes, 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 yes!
Okay,
That's what he wanted to do.
you land on shop. All right,
Someone's about to get stabbed.
you are now at the shop, Fish.
I would like to buy a Vaporeon, please.
All right, 1 Vaporeon. That will cost you all of your gold.
That's fine.
What the Vaporeon does is it does nothing.
What? That's what you think.
All right, I want to go 2.
You'll move 2 spaces.
Test of knowledge.
Test of knowledge. All right, now we got to bring out the knowledge wheel.
Oh,
Knowledge
yeah.
wheel.
I love the battle of the knowledge wheel. Is that a good wheel?
Automatic
All right, tell me something that I don't know.
All right. For breakfast today, I had mushroom coffee and 2 pieces of toast.
I'll accept it. All right, now you get to spin the good wheel.
Woo! Good wheel! Let's go!
It's not a good wheel.
It's good wheel. No, it's not a good wheel at all. It's the opposite of a good wheel. This is a wheel of lies.
So, as the wheels dictated, you will now lose 1 gold.
God damn it!
It's a good wheel right there.
That's a great wheel.
Back to you, Louis. By the way, using an item is an action that counts as your turn.
Don't do it, Louis.
So I can't move and.
No, you have to choose one or the other.
Okay, well I will move 2 space. Oh, 2.
I make the rules here.
I know. I'm sorry.
You lose your
Sorry.
knife.
You'll move 2 spaces.
Yes.
All right, test of knowledge. We open the knowledge wheel.
Yes.
Tell me something I don't know, but make it more impressive than 2 bolts.
Okay. There are no penguins in Alaska.
I'll take it, yeah. All right, you can spin the good wheel now.
You didn't know that?
Well, it was better than 2 bolts.
Take away his gold.
Hey, you just wanted to know something you didn't know. You didn't know what I had breakfast.
Yes! Yes! No!
Move another player to the Shadow Realm.
Oh, okay. Jesus Christ! I thought I was going to the shadow. Twobold. Why?
All right, 2 bolts gonna go to the Shadow Realm.
Good.
What the hell?
All right, Fish, you're up.
I would like to move 2 spaces. 2. Right?
You will move 1 space.
It's not working. All right. I thought 3rd time would be the charm.
2 bolt, you're up. At the
Okay.
beginning of your turn, if you're in the Shadow Realm, you have to roll the Shadow Wheel.
Okay. I do love me a shadow wheel. It's better than the good wheel. No!
Yes.
Give 1 gold to the other players.
I'm gonna give it to Fish.
No, you give it to all the other players.
Okay.
Oh. I'm rich again.
That's fine.
And there's no other actions you can take. You can look at the shop, but you only have 1 gold, so...
But it said I had 3 gold.
Oh wait, do you still have... Oh yeah, that's right, you didn't spend it all.
Can I get that teleport thing?
You bought
Teleport.
you can teleport to any spot on the map unless you're in the Shadow Realm. So if you actually...
Why?
If you look very closely, there's actually a magic card here. And if you took
Yeah.
that, you could have taken the rainbow path right here.
Oh, that's how.
I know, but I like the shadow wheel.
I want to keep spinning that.
Okay, Louis, you're up. Choose number 1 or 2.
1.
You'll move 1 space. Fish, you're up.
1.
You're gonna move 2 spaces.
Battle space.
Battle space. Because 2 players in the battle space, now we spin the battle wheel.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god. No. Yes.
Oh no. Oh god.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh no.
Alright. Each of you must now tell me a joke. The funnier joke wins. Starting with you, Louis.
Have you heard about the moth and the podiatrist?
No.
Okay, so a moth goes into the podiatrist, and the doctor's like, "You're a moth. Why are you here?" And then the moth just shoots into the light.
It's gonna be hard for you to beat that, Fish. It's gonna be real difficult.
Norm Macdonald says it way better.
Fish, you have 10 seconds to create a joke.
Dog, any joke. Literally any joke.
Louis' hairline is what? Is shorter than a thimble.
I'm
I
about
don't
to go
want
with,
either of them to win.
Louis,
Can
I
either
think
of them
you win
win?
that one.
Yes.
Okay. Louis, you may now choose. You may either spin the good wheel or you can make Fish spin the bad wheel.
I would like to spin the good wheel, please. Yes! 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 Yes!
You will
Oh
gain
my god,
5
it is a
gold.
good wheel.
It's such a good wheel.
Fish, how do you not know any jokes?
I always blank whenever somebody asks me a joke.
Isn't that kind of your
Dog.
whole career, though?
No, it's not. Yeah, okay, because all of my videos are about me telling jokes. No, they are not at all.
Now it's up to Too Bold. He is now forced to spin the shadow wheel.
Woo! Let's go! Shadow wheel! Round, round, baby, spin me round, round. Let's go! No! I'm so upset. I would rather something happen than nothing.
Nothing happens. You have 0 gold, so you can't look at the shop. Louis, we're back out to you.
1.
You go to the start space.
I go to the start space.
You pass go. You gain 1 gold. All right, Fish, you're up.
You're also robbed in the process. I would like to move 2.
You go to the missile outpost.
Let's go, baby.
You may
I can
now
man the
choose
missile
1 player to
outpost, right?
spin the bad wheel.
I can choose 1 player to spin the bad wheel.
Yes.
Let's go with Louis. His
Okay.
economic status is a little bit intimidating.
Oh my god.
Did it out? Give me that knife, baby. Give me that knife. Put it in my hand.
Give items to any player. You may now choose who gets your items.
I would like to give Too Bold my knife.
One is rich and the other is poor with weapons.
Too Bold, you're up.
Woohoo! Can I sell this knife?
To the other players, but you are forced to take the shadow wheel action before you do that.
That's perfectly fine. Nothing going on in this realm, baby. Let's go! Who is willing to separate 3 gold and get
I'll
a
give
knife?
you 1 gold.
I said 3.
I'll give you 1 gold.
When I get out of here, I will rob you with this
I'm
I'll
knife.
not-
give
knife
you
at all.
1 gold.
I will. No, 3 gold.
1.
3.
1.
You have 7.
I'll give you
It's
1.
for a knife to get
I will give you
5.
1.
That's literally a good deal for
1
you.
gold is my offer.
And you're not getting it.
You are stuck in the shadow realm?
That's fine.
have
I'll keep
nothing.
the knife here. And when I get out, I will stab you to death.
Okay, very good.
All right, let's do it then.
You're not going to try and make a deal with Fish?
Fish, would you like to trade 1 gold and a Vaporeon for this knife to rob Louis?
I am not being separated from my Vaporeon.
Okay, well, that's that.
2. You move 1 space.
I lose a turn.
Yeah. Fish, you're up.
1.
2 spaces. Fish, you're up.
1.
2 spaces. Alright, you both lose your next turns. Too Bold, you're up.
Does he
Shadow
not
wheel.
pass go?
Woo! Spin the wheel, baby. Let's go! Woo! Spin me around, baby. Let's go. If it's nothing again, I'm gonna scream.
I did pass go though, right? Does that mean I gain a gold?
Oh yeah, you did. Sorry, sometimes I forget these things.
Yeah.
Louis, you lose a turn. Fish, you lose a turn.
Okay.
Too Bold, you're back up. Shadow wheel time.
Woo! Spin the wheel, baby. Let's go. I love this wheel. Let's go. Big wheels, big spins, big wheel. Ah, come on. Don't do it, son of a bitch.
Spin again.
Woo! Yeah, let's go. Big wheel, spin, make it. Come on, make it spin. Don't you? Oh! Yahoo!
You gain a magic card.
And I'm out of here, baby. Let's go. Yo, Shadow Realm seems kind of lit.
You get to spin a lot of wheels.
That's where the party's at, baby.
If I got spin 2 times again and then it spun into nothing, I would have probably broken something.
Twobold, you're up.
I used the magic card to escape.
You go back to start. This will then burn that magic card. And then you pass go and gain 1 gold. Back over to you, Louis.
2.
You're gonna move 1 space. All right, you're landing on the goblin space. Goblin's gonna take 1 of your gold. Oh, I've been forgetting to do the goblin's gold. Wait, let me do some quick maths. All right, so the goblin has 11 gold right now. Louis, are you gonna do anything else?
I want to wrestle the goblin.
You have no means to fight the goblin.
Okay, I have nothing.
Fish, you're up.
2.
You're gonna move 2 spaces.
I can choose where to go?
Yep.
Test of knowledge.
Big wheel, big wheel, big wheel, big wheel. No whammies, no whammies. Stop!
Oh, no. Oh, God.
Trivia.
Am I being tested?
Okay, Fish, I'm gonna give you a trivia question.
Okay.
And you have to answer it correctly. True or false? There is a hole located in your lungs, and without it, you would not be able to breathe.
False.
It is true. It is known as the windpipe.
Wait.
Ooh, should have known that. Should have known that.
How do you breathe, Fish? Do you breathe without holes?
No, I thought it was a trick question. It was just like your lungs are a different own part on their own. They don't.
He doesn't have nostrils. Oh, no.
God, no.
Man ain't got no lung hole.
I'm not way too deep about it.
All right, Fish, you will now have to spin the bad wheel.
Oh, okay. The bad wheel.
If you're lucky, you get to go to the Shadow Realm and you get to spin the wheel 12
He
times.
is in the Shadow Realm.
Slow down.
Come on, it'd be so funny. It would be so funny.
Spin 2 times.
Wait, this is bad. This is the bad wheel, though. Oh, God. Oh, no.
Goblin gains 3 gold.
But I only give him 2. What happens?
does this
Does it kill me?
mean?
Oh, I don't lose any? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know, man. It's kind of concerning the goblin has that much gold.
Yeah,
What's he
it's a
using
lot
it
of
on?
gold.
Okay.
Oh, lucky?
Yeah. And that means I gain a gold, right? Surely.
All right, return to start.
Yes! Yes! I'm an oiler again!
Let's see. Twobold, you're up.
The number 2.
Number 2. All right, you'll move 2 spaces. You're on the goblin space, so he's gonna take 1 of your gold.
That's okay. I'm taking Louis' gold.
That's your turn.
Oh,
Louis, you're up.
Yes!
Get out of there, bro.
Yes. My turn?
Yes.
Question for the host: can I use 2 items on a turn or just 1?
Only 1. You will move 2 spaces.
Battle space.
Pray to God I don't find you.
Fish, you're up.
Okay. 2. Yes!
Uh-oh.
Can I? Oh, wait, I can't use my item, right?
That is your turn. The goblin will take 1 of your gold. Twobold, you're up.
I will take Fish's Vaporeon with my knife.
You cannot steal items with your knife. You can threaten him, though.
Give me your Vaporeon.
My Vaporeon barks back.
This
No
is
effect.
concerning. Can I say this is concerning? It's barking and it's a catfish.
Oh, it's a cat? Oh, my Vaporeon meows.
It's a fish. It doesn't.
It
make
has
any
no
noise.
effect.
Oh, it's a fish.
It goes.
I choose 1 then.
You're gonna go to the battle space with Louis.
Oh my God.
Alright,
battle
sick. That's
space.
exactly where I wanted to be.
Let's
Let's
see.
go, baby. Let's go battle, baby. Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. No, that's boring.
Oh, wait, how do we? Okay. You go first, Tubik.
All right, both of you. All right,
You go
Twobold,
Yes.
rock, paper, or scissors.
Rock.
Louis,
Paper.
Twobold wins.
Let's go!
Twobold, would you like to spin the good wheel or make Louis spin the bad wheel?
Let's go with good wheel. I want to spin the good wheel.
Why?
Oh, you're so getting lucky. Oh my God, you're so lucky. I'll be back through this.
Louis, I think you're back up again.
2.
Missile outpost. Choose 1 player to spin the bad wheel.
Twobold.
Bring it on. Go. Let's go. Big money, big money, big money, big money, big money. No whammy. Stop!
Ooh.
Swap place. You're gonna swap places with Fish.
Okay.
And you.
God damn it.
All right, Fish, you gain 1 gold. Twobold, you're gonna lose a gold. Fish, you're up.
2.
Goblin's gonna take a gold.
I was really hoping that would be a 1.
Give me your Vaporeon. I threat with that knife.
My Vaporeon meows and barks and glubs all at once.
I'm horrified.
Test of knowledge.
Oh, I love the test of knowledge.
Tell me something I don't know.
Okay, let's see. There are groups of bees in Japan that specifically use body heat as a means of defense in order to protect their hive from large killer wasps.
I did
And
already
they
know
will...
this.
Damn.
Shadow Realm. Louis, you're up.
2.
1, 2. You lose your next turn.
2.
Fish.
1.
Test of knowledge.
Killer wasps.
I did
And
already
they
know
will...
this.
Damn.
Shadow Realm. Louis, you're up.
2.
1, 2. You lose your next turn.
2.
Fish.
1.
Test of knowledge.
What? 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 What?
Man, Fish, do you win?
Yes.
All right, you win.
Baby, that's how it is! Vaporeon from the get-go! Wait, what's happening?
You're spinning the good wheel.
Oh, okay.
Move another player to the Shadow Realm.
Oh, it
Move
cannot
Tubal.
be.
What if I double move Tubal to the Shadow Realm? Does he get like put into a second layer? Yeah.
There's no shot.
The Shadow Realm.
Shadowest realm. Super shadow.
Realm.
Get him in there.
Super Shadow. Yeah.
You gotta pick me.
Tubal, you're up.
Spin the wheel, baby. No, it's gone.
You gain a magic card. Your move.
Okay, can I go to the Shadow Realm?
Yes, you may go to the Shadow Realm. Louis, your turn is skipped. Fish, you're back up.
2.
Missile Outpost. Choose a player to spin the bad wheel.